For the past couple of weeks, Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road has been in here, and she's tweaking Jason's diet just a little bit to make him a healthier he. And if you want to see Fork in the Road, and by the way, it's on Sunday mornings right here now on KCWI 23. Really cool program.
And she's been taking Jason Parkin on a healthy journey, but it doesn't include what you eat. It also includes, exercise and having a healthy lifestyle as well. So today we're going to head out to Grays Lake, where Sheree introduces Jason and the rest of us to race director for the IMT Des Moines Marathon, Chris Burch, and what he has recommendations for if you're looking to do something like a big race. Let's check it out.
Jason, we've spent a lot of time talking about food and nutrition, and especially in my kitchen and in yours. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I've talked about also is the whole concept of movement.
Right.
And so I've got a friend I want you to meet today. Today you're going to meet Chris Burch.
Good to meet you.
Chris is the race director for the IMT Des Moines Marathon, and he's got a lot of opinions about movement and training and those kinds of things. So I'm going to let you ask questions, but I'm going to get us started because nutrition's my thing.
Yes.
I know it's yours too. Talk to me about the role of nutrition in athletics and in training.
Sure. Well, I think from the beginning to the end, it's very important to start with a good nutrition and hydration base, a good plan, so that you can fuel the body for its best workout potential. You'll begin using muscles in different parts of the body that you may not have used before, and the best way to reward them is through proper nutrition, not only before the workout, but after the workout, within the first 30 to 45 minutes or 2 hours, essentially, after a workout. And then, as your workouts begin to get longer, in such cases a distance runner training for a marathon, we'll look at wanting to introduce nutrition during the workout because we'll deplete all of those muscles. The glycogen that we've been storing in our muscle will be depleted, and we'll want to get carbohydrates in right away.
Chris, is there any truth, is there anything to the concept of carbohydrate loading before you go and do a long exercise session?
I think there is, but with the IMT Des Moines Marathon and a lot of events like that, there'll be like a carbo loading party the night before, and the reality is that we really need to load up on those carbohydrates 2 to 3 days before our expected workout or race day itself. So the IMT Des Moines Marathon is on a Sunday morning. Jason, I would actually encourage people to be amping up their carbohydrates as early as Wednesday and Thursday, and then their meal, the 24 hours the day before the race, they want to focus on something that they can easily digest and isn't going to give their system a hard time on race morning.
Okay, let's say there are people watching who maybe kind of want to get into running or getting into winter, maybe they want to train inside.
Sure.
Or any exercise program, and when it comes to running, you kind of want to have an organization and you want to start off small, don't you?
You do. It can be as easy as just needing to get out the door, but sometimes we need some support, and we don't know exactly which way or which direction to go once we get out that door. So, whether you want to meet with a personal trainer, you could even start with your own family physician, but there are a lot of resources here in the Des Moines area that are designed to get you going. The IMT Des Moines Marathon has a run club that's designed at getting people a social interaction and coming out and accomplishing more together than we can individually. And there's other running clubs in the Des Moines area. A lot of gyms and fitness centers here in the Des Moines area now have their own kind of run centers and run programs like the YMCA. Help is not too far off, a lot of great resources that are really just kind of a click away from some websites.
What's the biggest mistake you think people make when they're just starting off on a running regimen?
I think probably trying to do too much too soon. We have to learn to go slow, and we have to learn to kind of introduce this new activity to our body and begin building upon that. Oftentimes we don't want to increase our workload by more than 10% in any given week. So if you're new to a walking program, see if you can go out and walk a half mile or so, and then don't expect to come around the next day and want to walk 3 miles. And if the 3 miles hurts, question that and say, well, that wasn't worth it, I won't do that anymore.
Right.
We want to get comfortable at that half mile distance, and then let's look at adding to that in small increments, get ourselves up to 1 mile, 2 miles, so on and so forth. That's how people train successfully for whether it's a 5K, a half marathon, or a marathon distance.
We live in Iowa, and you could probably argue that 4 months of the year aren't maybe the best for training outside.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people?
You know, apparel really has come a long way, and I'll actually find myself, I'm more comfortable running in about 15 degrees than I am in like 80, 85 degree weather, you know. So you might want to check out some apparel and find that you don't have to dress in like 4 or 5 layers, and you can do it comfortably in 1 or 2. Otherwise, you know, treadmills, the Skywalk system downtown, local shopping malls, really a great way to not have to spend money and still get some workout indoors.
You can spend $200 on a pair of shoes if you want to. You don't.
Right.
You don't have to, do you?
I don't believe so. You sure can. You know, there's low-end shoes and there are high-end shoes, just like everything else. And for most people, right in the middle, you can find something that will accommodate you. And I think if someone plans on spending maybe between $80 to $100, $110 on a pair of shoes, they'll be in good shape. Really, what we need to do is find a specialty shoe store here in Des Moines, and there are many of them that you can go in and give yourself some time to sit down with a specialist there. Maybe bring in a shoe that you you know, run around or walk around a lot in, so they can see how it's rubbing on the sole. Be prepared to let them take a look at your foot and your stride as you walk around a little bit, and then they'll give you a few shoe options that might fit the style of your foot and the shape of your foot.
Now, invariably, when you start an exercise program, and running is no different, you're going to run into blisters.
Yes.
You're going to run into sore muscles and things like that. How do you get around those things and keep going?
It might be a matter of your shoe is not fitting correctly, or maybe it's a different type of sock that you want to look at. You know, it could very well be how the apparel is rubbing on the body than anything that the person is doing. So, you know, we don't want to kind of lose hope right out of the gate. If something's not feeling right, wearing right, rubbing right, you're having some pains, you know, talk to a professional, you know, see your physician, come in and talk to the running experts, and we'll help you through that and get you out there. Running should be comfortable and something that you can do on a daily basis or 3 or 4 times a week. There's so much research out there that shows a little bit of physical activity a few times a week is good for us mentally and physically, and helps relieve stress.
How important is hydration when you're out there running, and you know, how much maybe should you be taking in?
Sure. I think it's extremely important. As we are exercising and working out more, we do want to increase the amount of fluids that we bring into our body, because we are, you know, increasing our workout load and that sort. So I think drinking a few hours before a planned workout, having some hydration with you, and then definitely afterwards makes sense. Longer workouts, there are different things that you can do. Some people buy like Spy Belt, it's called, or it looks like a Batman type of device, but they'll carry water with them, or we'll use a place like Grays Lake here in Des Moines where there's water fountains and they can stop and that sort.
If I have discomfort, do I just grit my teeth and power through it, or do I take a break?
Well, I think that really depends on specifically what it is that we're talking about. But the first time you feel any discomfort, I would talk about it with another runner and ask them, or consult a physical therapist, or your own personal physician is a great way to go. One thing that you could look at doing is rest. Taking a few days off, trying the workout again, and seeing if the discomfort persists. There is a difference between strain and sprain. We are going to strain our muscles while we're working out, and so there is going to be a little, as you've heard before, probably, you know, no pain, no gain. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that working out should endure pain all the time. So if you're feeling something that doesn't go away, you definitely want to take a look at it. And it might be as simple as adjusting the shoe, adjusting a workout. The idea is to talk about it and try and get some information back based on what you're experiencing, rather than just say, you know, I'm just gonna run through and ignore it.
Chris, thank you so much. Great to meet you this morning. Thanks
bet.
for your time and advice. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Jason. Good luck to you.
All right, so we're going to see Jason running around Grays Lake.
Yeah, right.
You never know.
He'll bike it. He won't run it.
Oh,
He'll
that's
bike
true.
it.
That's true.
And you're looking forward to having Sheree back in the studio next week. Meantime, tune in Sunday, 11 o'clock, when Sheree clues us in on juicing, and the interviews an expert about financial health coming up Sunday.
There you
So
go.
that'll be interesting. It's 9:22. We'll be right back here.